The away form recently, of course, hasn't been good. What needs to change before the end of the season when it comes to the approach to away matches?
I want to say the away form has been bad. I'll put it just down to just a few, errors on our behalf of conceding certain goals, and obviously just us not being clinical. But I think overall the general play, we've been playing really good football. You look at us at Dundee, I think the chances that we created, we obviously conceded off a set piece, but it was a dominant performance from ourselves, and it was just one of those games where we dropped points, and we obviously don't want to do that. But tomorrow's going to be an important game for us. We're obviously going there wanting to get the 3 points, and we've got to get the job done, keeping the ball out of the back of our net, try and keep a clean sheet, and obviously finish our chances.
Both yourself and the manager have spoke about that lack of being clinical in the final third, and there's been a big reliance on both Alfredo Morelos and yourself. Is that something that the squad needs to work on, is to improve the numbers from other areas of the field?
I think the numbers have been obviously coming through. If you look at our scorers throughout the season, everyone's been chipping in with goals. You've seen Alfredo and Fashion come on the score sheet. Fashion's not been in the team, but he came into the team at the weekend and scored a goal for us. So it's just about us just being that, that taking that extra bit of care in the final third when we do create chances, because we're creating a lot of them. So it's just that final bit of magic to just put it in the back of the net.
Afternoon, James. Allan McGregor's come in for a bit of criticism following Sunday. Do you think that's a bit unfair on him? I guess the manager said it's as a team you sort of defend together. What do you make of the sort of stick that he's come in for?
I think it's not just, Griggs is, a top keeper for us, and he's been a top keeper since he's came back to us. You look at the Dortmund game midweek, even the one before that, the scoreline might not have been what it was if it weren't for Griggsy pulling off the saves. He's pulled off massive saves for us in the past. He obviously can't stop all the goals, but we're in it as a team. We concede the goals together. We all score goals together. So we've got all the lads have got the full backing of Griggsy. When he's in the net, and we fully rely on him. He's a big leader in the team, and he's got all our backing.
Yeah, the manager discussed it VAR again after the game on Sunday. I know that obviously it's used in the Europa League, James, and they're talking about it yesterday. Is that something I'd imagine you'd like to see in a domestic game sooner rather than later? Yeah,
I definitely think so. I think first and foremost, I think our referee should be full time, and if the Australian league's got VAR, I think our league should have VAR. So I think it's something that needs to be done. It'll help the game. It'll help the officials. It's always asking the question: is it going to happen? But we'll have to wait and see. But it's something that would help our league.
Hi, James. Just on the results on Sunday, I suppose it shows you just how unpredictable this title run-in is going to be. But I suppose from your point of view as Rangers captain, is it the sense that with 10 games to go in this league, there can be no more slip-ups like the ones against Dundee United or Motherwell? It has to be near perfect now if you want to retain your title.
Yeah, we've got 10 games left and they have to be perfect. That's always our full focus, and before the Dundee game, our full focus was 12 games left, win all the 12 games. You obviously don't want to have the slip-ups. We have in the past 2 games, so we'll learn from that, and we don't obviously want that to come into our play anymore in the 10 games after for the rest of the season.
You've obviously in between those games as well had probably one of the most successful European runs in terms of the Dortmund game and whatnot, and a long while in Scottish football. But is there an element of distraction from that, from going against heading over to Germany and picking up that win? And is the European run at now the detriment to the league, do you think?
No, I think you see the performance that we put in, the 2 legs against Dortmund, and following off that we had 2 good performances against Dundee and Motherwell. the downside to that is we concede 3 goals, which, you know, on our behalf are poor as a team. But, you know, we're creating just under 60 chances. Maybe not clear-cut chances, but, you know, 60 chances in the 2 games. So we're playing the football that we want to be playing. It's not like we're not playing with our players bad. We've just got to be more clinical in the final third and finish teams off and see games out.
Afternoon, James. When there's a change in the defensive setup, whether it's with personnel or the system, how much of a say do you have in that with Giovanni and the coaches? Is it a mutual thing, or do they lay down the law?
It's the boss's decision. You know, I'm here to back the boss 100%, which I do. If he ever asks us anything, I'll give him my opinion. But, you know, it's his team, and, you know, it's his tactics, and we've got full belief of whatever he wants to change or which personnel he wants to put into the team.
We've obviously got a very tense situation where I'm sure everybody's giving you, offering you their advice. But after a game where you made so many chances against Motherwell, that must be very frustrating for the whole team. In terms of your leadership role in the dressing room, how did you handle that after the game?
It's always one of those where straight after a game, the frustrations and obviously going through, you know, the disappointment going through the game. Sometimes you don't want to say something that you regret. You always want to look back on games like that, because, you know, even I felt that the first half we had a very good first half. We played really good football. Even second half, you know, it wasn't like the first, but the second half was still good. But 2 chances they have, 2 goals. So that was the difference. And obviously coming, you don't want to do that. You want to come in after final whistle, getting 3 points. We said at half time, clean sheet, and obviously scoring 2 goals. Them scoring 2 goals, so it's disappointing. I can look in the guys' faces, and they're all disappointed with the performance. But it's a case of we've got a game in a couple of days' time. We can't dwell on it, learn from it, pick ourselves up and move on, and, you know, really putting in a good performance tomorrow night.
Just carrying on from that, James, you know, obviously I can see the disappointment in your face and what you're saying from that result, but is it a case now that the levels and stakes are so high, you know, that draw can feel like a defeat, but essentially, you know, it is, you know, about moving forward and moving forward positively? Yeah,
I think since I've been here, a draw has always felt like a defeat, no matter what stage it is at in the season. You know, we play for Rangers, and we expect to win every single game. No matter who the opponent is, that's the expectations that we give ourselves, and, you know, that's the pressure that we want to be playing under. So when we do drop points, you know, it's hard to take, but I think we've got enough experienced boys and who have been through the situation before that can, you know, we can all galvanise with each other and get around each other to pick ourselves up, because it's obviously disappointing, but, you know, we have a game in a couple of days that we can make it right again and get just back on the winning tracks of getting the 3 points.